The Russian president saying that if Ukraine fired those into Russian territory, he would consider the U.S. and other NATO countries directly involved and therefore at war with Russia.
I thought it was apt as we come out of a global pandemic and then some tries to start World War III. Typical. Cat Stevens, oh, he's been with me forever. That's off the Teaser and the Firecat album, which is the first album I ever owned that was mine. Not the first one I bought with my own money. That was Stranded by Roxy Music. But that was the first one I owned. I think I'd asked for it. My sister got me it, and I think she said, well, I could have an album. Would it have been 1971, 72? What would I have been, 10, 11? Anyway, I still love it. And I don't know whether it's the nostalgia or that every song on it is amazing. But check it out. Teaser and the Firecat. Cat Stevens. Plug. Classic. It's only 50 years old. Topical. So, yeah. Right. Questions. How are you, everyone? Yeah, I know. What can you do? What can you do? There's always something, isn't there?
We want to turn now to the war in Ukraine and fears of a wider conflict. President Biden and UK's Prime Minister met on Friday to discuss allowing the Ukrainian military to use long-range to strike deep inside Russia. But Russian President Vladimir Putin is now warning of severe consequences if that happens.
The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been pleading with allies for months to let his country fire long-range Western-made deep into Russian territory. We're talking specifically here about the U.S. ATACMS and the British Storm Shadows. Ukraine says these long-range will allow its forces to air bases and other military targets from which every single day Russia is launching attacks that are Ukrainian civilians. Until it's given the green light by Western countries, the Ukrainian military cannot hit those Russian targets. But the U.S. and the U.K. appear increasingly open to lifting the restrictions, which prompted a warning from Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, saying that if Ukraine fired those into Russian territory, he would consider the U.S. and other NATO countries directly involved and therefore at war with Russia. His remarks signal he may be willing to escalate against the West in response, and some Western officials are concerned this could mean acts of sabotage against their infrastructure or possibly, Peter, NATO bases.
There's always summer, even if it's not, a world concern, if it's not a pandemic or global warming or nuclear war or tragedy, right? There's always something wrong. Do you know what I mean? You just pick up. At my age, every day gets a little bit shitter. I ache a bit more. So, the news is one thing, but I'm already in pain. Oh, God. I take vitamins and things and supplements now. Ointments. My latest, nothing I can do about it. But I've been trying to keep fit, which is harder and harder, right? So I go jogging or walking every day, depending on if I've got like my knees have thawed out, or I haven't got sprained ankle or bad back. I try and go running or walking every day, right? And this is way too much information, right? I've just been putting I haven't been wearing pants unless I have to go on a chat show or something. I was only on a couple of those. So it's been nice to get up, take my pajamas off, put on tracksuit bottoms, but, like joggers, I've got joggers clunge because it's a bit of chafing down there. So I put underpants on today. I thought if I could stop everything scrabbling around. I don't know if it would. So there you go. I forget that newspapers watch this shit, and then they do an article like I spoke to them. Ricky told us he's got runner's clunge. Like I f***ing say, call the papers up. Hello?
Vladimir Putin says Russia will be at war with NATO if Ukraine uses long-range missiles deep into Russia. How far into Russia do you think Ukraine should be able to strike?
Vladimir Putin is striking regularly in the heart of Ukraine. He's sending hospitals, at daycare centers, at families and communities across Ukraine, and it was his choice. His choice.
Yeah, just pop this in your... Yeah, I know there's a war on, but pop this page 4. I've got runner's clunge, and I want to know what you, as the press of Great Britain, intend to f***ing do about it. Someone just said Vaseline. Yeah, I know. Right, that's settled.
To invade a neighboring sovereign nation. His choice to start this conflict, and it could be his choice to end it tomorrow. All he has to do is pull back his troops into Russian territory. But he won't do that. He is not just trying to remove any choice that Ukrainians have around where they want their future to go, remove their independence, remove their sovereignty. He's trying to deeply destabilize the international rules-based order that protects us all, not just in every democracy around the world, but in all countries around the world. Any country with a neighbor with a slightly larger army should be worried if it suddenly becomes allowed to invade and redraw lines on the map. And that's why Canada and others are unequivocal that Ukraine must win this war against Russia. And we will continue to be there to support Ukraine. And yes, Canada fully supports Ukraine using long-range to prevent and interdict Russia's continued ability to degrade Ukrainian civilian infrastructure and mostly to kill innocent civilians in their unjust war.
Luckily, I don't have many sad days, like some people do. Everyone feels fed up, or I'm annoyed all the time, or some I'm not looking forward to hangs over me. That can be something like people would think, oh, that's lovely. Like, oh, I've got an award show. I threw, oh God, to get dressed up and go out at 4 o'clock. I don't. Those are the sort of things. Or a dentist appointment. Oh, for f***'s sake. I just want everything to be. I wouldn't even say fun. I want peace and quiet. That's all I want. And it's times like this I realise how fundamental and important just peace is. Just peace. It's number one for me now. Just peace.